If your compost worms keep climbing the walls of your vertical pot or gathering near the lid, don't assume they're simply exploring. They're usually trying to escape. One common mistake creates an oxygen shortage that stresses worms, slows decomposition, and leaves you with poor quality compost. The surprising part is that many gardeners cause this problem while thinking they're helping their worm bin. One habit that has saved me from making that mistake is checking moisture instead of guessing. I use the soil moisture meter for plants, 12-zone wireless plant water meter, soil thermometer, and light sensor, 4-in-1 TDR tester to monitor growing media and compost moisture before adding more water. It quickly shows when conditions are becoming too wet, which helps prevent oxygen loss long before worms react. I'll leave the exact one I use in the description if you want to check it out. And if you're serious about building healthier soil, consider subscribing because understanding worm behavior changes the way you garden. The problem usually starts with too much water, not too little. Many gardeners assume worms need constantly wet bedding. They don't. They need moist bedding with plenty of air spaces. In vertical worm towers, stacked composters, and deep containers, excess water naturally drains downward. The lower layers gradually become saturated while the upper layers remain comfortable. As oxygen disappears from the bottom, worms begin migrating upward where fresh air is still available. When people notice worms near the surface, they often add even more bedding or water, making the situation even worse. Worms breathe through their skin, and that changes everything. Unlike insects, worms don't have lungs. Oxygen dissolves through their moist skin. If water fills every tiny pore between compost particles, oxygen can't move efficiently through the bedding. The worms aren't drowning because they're underwater, they're suffocating because air can no longer circulate. I've opened neglected worm towers where the bottom 6 inches smelled sour instead of earthy. The worms had abandoned that entire section and crowded into the upper layers where airflow remained better. That wasn't a worm problem. It was an air problem. Bedding structure matters more than people realize. One mistake I see repeatedly is using compost or food scraps alone. Food waste quickly compresses into dense layers that trap water. Instead, I mix shredded cardboard, dry leaves, coconut coir, or partially decomposed leaf mold with kitchen scraps. The carbon-rich materials create tiny air pockets that remain open even after watering. A simple ratio works well, roughly 2 parts bedding to 1 part food scraps by volume. That balance keeps moisture stable while maintaining the airflow worms need. Ironically, the extra bedding often speeds decomposition because the worms stay active instead of searching for better conditions. Your worms give warning signs long before the system fails. Healthy worms spread throughout the bedding. When nearly every worm gathers near the surface, climbs the sides, or clusters beneath the lid, they're communicating something important. Before making any changes, check 3 things. First, examine moisture. Second, smell the bedding. Healthy compost smells earthy. A sour or rotten smell usually means oxygen has become limited. Third, gently squeeze a handful of bedding. It should feel like a wrung-out sponge. If water drips freely, it's too wet. These simple observations prevent weeks of declining worm activity. Small adjustments restore the entire ecosystem. I once helped a gardener whose vertical worm tower had nearly stopped producing castings. The worms stayed crowded in the top compartment while the lower trays remained almost empty. We removed some overly wet material, added shredded dry leaves, gently fluffed the compacted bedding, and reduced watering for 1 week. Within days, the worms naturally redistributed themselves through multiple layers. Within a month, casting production increased noticeably without adding a single new worm. Sometimes the solution isn't buying more worms. It's giving the ones you already have enough oxygen to work. Healthy worms build healthier gardens. The quality of your worm castings depends directly on the health of your worm population. Stress slows feeding. Slow feeding means slower decomposition. Slower decomposition means fewer nutrients returning to your raised beds, containers, and vegetable gardens. Healthy worm systems should smell fresh, remain evenly moist, and allow worms to move freely from top to bottom without crowding at the surface. That's the environment you're trying to create. The next time you notice worms climbing upward, don't immediately assume they're escaping for no reason. They're responding to conditions inside the container. Pay attention to what they're telling you. Good gardeners learn to read their soil, but great gardeners also learn to read the organisms living in it. If you found this helpful, Subscribe to Farm Logic and share this video with another gardener who wants healthier compost, richer soil, and more productive gardens. The smallest changes below the surface often create the biggest harvests above it.